Brooklyn Center now has more money to address health disparities in their community. Recently, the city received $100,000 in federal money to help with its health initiative. As reporter Sonia Goins shows us, the money will be used to get young people active and outside.
Biking is one of the most popular activities among children and teens, and now the city of Brooklyn Center is creating a unique experience. According to the city, they would use that money to build bike parks. They would temporarily transform parking lots like this one into bike ramps where kids can come out and enjoy the great outdoors. Any vacant space is a perfect spot for the bike facilities.
They come up and come down. If it's in a hockey rink be used in the winter. We are converted to bike ramps in the summer.
The Recreation Department is already installing a bike park at West Centennial Park. This bundle will be transformed into ramps.
This bike park in particular, the equipment that's used is great for all abilities. Kids can kind of start when they're young and then work their way up to more difficult ramps.
With the additional $100,000 that was spearheaded by Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, the city plans to build 3 more parks. It's estimated the equipment will cost at least $20,000 for each bike park.
And the more that we can do in the community and the more amenities like this we can add are just going to help everyone have healthier lives.
The goal is also to provide exposure to the city's diverse population.
That amenity, physical activity, is not always there readily for the people of color, so this is provide the opportunity for them.
The bike parks will be close to regional trails and designed for all skill levels. The first park is scheduled to be completed in June. In Brooklyn Center, Sonia Goins, CCX News.
A Crystal teen is recovering in the hospital after being hit by a car while crossing 32nd and Douglas on Monday. The accident happened around 3:30 in the afternoon. Crystal police say the 15-year-old girl was in the crosswalk when she was hit by an oncoming car. Paramedics took her to the hospital with serious injuries to her head and her pelvis. The driver of the car stopped and is cooperating with authorities. No word yet on if the driver will be charged. And now to an update on an affordable apartment complex that's been in the works for Brooklyn Center for quite some time. A developer wants to build an affordable housing complex called Wangstad Commons on a vacant site at 61st Avenue and Brooklyn Boulevard. The project calls for a 4-story, 54-unit building with each apartment having anywhere from 1 to 4 bedrooms. The developer is hoping to receive tax credits from the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency to help pay for the project.
I think it's very important that projects like this are highlighted and developed so individuals and families, multi-generational families, can have access to quality housing that is representative of my ideals, which is basically market-written design, but housing that's affordable.
An application to receive the tax credits was denied last year. The developer is planning to submit a new application for funding in July. Beacon Interfaith released this video this week of an update on an affordable housing building named Cranberry Ridge that is under construction on Highway 55 in Plymouth. This video clip gives people a look inside as the finishing touches go up inside the apartments. The building is almost 80% complete and will house 45 families. Interfaith Outreach will offer on-site support services inside the building. Beacon is now raising $40,000 to build a playground at the site. The Plymouth Community Center has received a special recognition. It is now being designated the first community center in the U.S. to have a certified sensory room.
We've always offered inclusion services for our recreation program, so when we started planning this facility, it was important to us to have a space that could serve those guests that needed it.
The community center received its certification by a nonprofit called Culture City, and it means the community center is equipped to serve guests of any age that might be overstimulated or have sensory needs. Guests can check out sensory bags from a staff member, or they can also check out a key to use the sensory room, which is a quieter space equipped with calming amenities.
These are different wall activity panels that have just different fidget toys. We also have a sand table here, a magnetic sand table, so kids can move around here. And then we have oversized chairs here, so it feels like you're kind of getting a hug to help calm. And then we have the lighted bubble walls and the custom art panel.
A person of any age can have a sensory sensitivity, including people with autism, dementia, PTSD, or Parkinson's disease. The sensory room is on the first floor of the Plymouth Community Center. A New Hope Park will get some TLC this year. The playground at Hidden Valley Park at 32nd and Boone Avenues is the oldest in the New Hope Park system, and construction on a new space is expected to begin this spring. There will be replacement of the playground container and pads for new benches and picnic tables too. The total cost of the project is more than $300,000. The tot area will be left alone because it was just replaced in 2017 following an arson incident. There's one time of year when we see evidence of unicorns here in the Northwest Metro, and that happens at Nadia Cakes in Maple Grove around April Fool's Day.
We always say our customers will come out for anything rainbow and poopy. So we actually made our kitty litter before we made our unicorn poop, and people went insane for the kitty poop. So we were like, you know what? What's the most mystical creature we can think of? Unicorns. And surprise, they only poop once a year. We're there to catch it.
Staff at Nadia Cakes expect to sell upwards of 15,000 cupcakes company-wide over the days around April Fool's Day. The promotion has turned into a tradition for many. Staff say the goal of April Fool's Day and the signature unicorn poop cupcake is to bring on the magic.
April Fool's Day is, believe it or not, our #1 holiday of the year. I've been with Nadia Cakes for 10 years. I look forward to this event every single year. It's our way of just bringing a little bit of happiness and sunshine.
Unicorn poop cupcakes are offered in regular and gluten-free. Plus, staff have created 6 look-alike cupcakes to make your April Fool's jokes sweet instead of sour this year.
Park Center's boys basketball team captured the state Class 4A title Saturday night, beating Wangstad in a thriller. As Jay Wilcox reports, a Pirate standout added a top individual honor this week.
It's been quite a week for Park Center senior Braeden Carrington. 3 days after helping the Pirates to their first ever state title, Carrington was named Minnesota's Mr. Basketball in a ceremony at the school.
It means a lot because I feel like my freshman year, I feel like I would have never thought I'd be in a position like this to be known as the best player in the state, you could say. I knew I'd be a top player, but to hold this trophy and be named Mr. Basketball, it's a great honor, you know.
Braeden is the second Park Center Mr. Basketball winner, joining Quentin Hooker in 2013. He's also the third Pirate to win a similar award in their sport in the last year. Leaving a legacy is a nice feeling.
I remember coming here a long time ago, seeing Quentin's banner up there, and I was like, I wonder if that could be me one day, you know. Not really thinking it would actually happen, but, you know. And then once it kind of got closer and closer to reality, I was like, this can actually be me. So, you know, I just really worked harder, and, you know, I just feel like the same thing can happen for other kids, you know. They can see my name, or they can see Quentin's name, and be like, you know what, that could be us next, you know. So I just feel like it's going to set a good example for the future.
Despite the individual accolades, Carrington is a team-first kind of guy, and the championship means a lot to him.
I didn't particularly have the best last game I won in my high school career, but, you know, other than that, you know, the atmosphere in there was just amazing, you know. For a high school game, and I think I watched the broadcast, said 8,000 people were there. It was just a great experience, and I'm just glad that I get to play there for 4 more years, you know.
He's got big things ahead as a Minnesota Gopher, and Braeden Carrington will forever be part of a select club as Mr. Basketball winners. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Thanks, Jay. A Ms. Basketball winner from a couple of years ago is in town. Hopkins High School grad Paige Bueckers and the University of Connecticut women's basketball team qualified for this weekend's Final Four in Minneapolis with a memorable win Monday night.
It is yet another game that just adds to the legacy of Paige Bueckers. The 2020 Hopkins High School All-American basketball player came on 10 of 15 shooting from the field, plus 6 free throws. The 2021 College Player of the Year will be back home here in the Twin Cities this week, and her UConn team will play Stanford in the national semifinals Friday at 8:30 p.m. at Target Center. The national championship game is set for Sunday afternoon.
While the women's Final Four is going on here in Minneapolis, you'd need to head down to the end of the Mississippi River to find this weekend's men's basketball Final Four and a Champlain Park high school grad playing there in New Orleans. 2017 Champlain Park grad Theo John is a graduate transfer student and player this year for the Duke Blue Devils. John played 4 years at Marquette University before going to Duke this season. The last, of course, for Hall of Fame head coach Mike Krzyzewski. Theo has averaged 11 minutes per game this season and just under 3 points and rebounds and 1 block per game for Duke. The Blue Devils meet rival North Carolina in the second national semifinal Saturday night with the national championship on Monday. That's it for sports. I'm John Jacobson. More news after this.
Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.